Yo, what's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Look, this video is a community requested video. Man, like I'm so grateful for this DeFi war room, man. When me and Dorito Crip came up with the idea to launch this, we did not expect that we was gonna have such powerful members of the team. We got devs in the DeFi war room. We have whales. We got, people with crypto experience who've been doing DeFi for a long time. And so to me, it's only right that I listen to what the community say too, and push out forward projects that they feel strongly about, man. So that's what brings me here to this awesome project. This is the Solo Farm V2. I have not heard many YouTubers cover this project, and that is totally fine. Okay, let me be the guy to do this. So at first judgment, I saw 14% daily. I had enough of miners. I'm like, all right, man, I'm done with this miner thing. Let me go back to something more reasonable. So I rejected it off of this, judging a book by its cover, right? Guys, I know I'm not the only person who's guilty of this, man. I cannot be the only person. But my boy, Mr. Aloha, man, thank you so much. This video is sponsored by you. So I'm gonna try to keep this video short, okay? And I'm really going to try to keep this video short. So let's get started. So I took notes on Solo Farm V2 miner. You guys feel free to check out the white paper. There's a white paper right here. So, but I already skimmed through the white paper. So I'm gonna let you guys do your own research and skim through the white paper, all right? So yeah, so watch this gameplay footage and just listen over to what I'm about to break down, all right? What is Solo Farm V2? It is a redefined miner mecca that solves critical issues that exist with previous miners as a whole. These issues are creating an ecosystem that benefits investors of all sizes by introducing a metric that tracks your net deposit and withdrawal. This is called the fresh value. Inability to sell partial amounts of your existing rewards to adhere to responsible activities. Sell system V2. So now you can sell partial of your earnings. The Solo Farm miner has four key mechanisms that are in place to ensure that the protocol isn't harmed by a few malicious whales and continues to reward those most loyal to the protocol. These mechanisms also rely on the fresh concept mentioned above. Reward loyal protocol users through the compound bonus. Introduce innovative compounding mechanism, compound system V2. Man, you guys already know the power of compound interest, right? If you don't know the power of compound interest, you need to go look it up. But I'm pretty sure everybody knows that should be common sense, right? But the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'm talking to a newer audience now, right? So compound interest, yes, you can compound your income here. Control inflation through mitigation mechanisms that work in conjunction with features mentioned above. In addition, we also introduce a truly deflationary mechanic unique to Solo Farm. This is called dynamic deflationary supply system. The fresh value system ensures the amount of money that a user takes out the protocol is measured relative to their initial deposit. All right. So basically, even though you'll be earning your 14% daily, right? Based on your fresh value could be found right here, guys. So let me try to zoom in. So this is where you find your fresh value. As you guys can see, I am not yet invested, okay? So your fresh value here is literally going to determine the amount of capital that you're able to take out, all right? And I'm gonna cover more into the fresh value system. So yes, that makes 14% daily actually sustainable when you're looking at a TVL of a shared pool. So let me continue. So the V2 sell system, fractional selling, an innovation brought to you by Solo Farm, allows you to sell a desired portion of your current accumulated rewards by operating the slider on the DApp to select the amount you wish to sell. So therefore, you don't have to sell your entire position in this one take when it comes to your daily earnings, right? You can just, so let's say you're satisfied with 3% a day. You can still earn your 14% a day, but take profit as 3% a day, right? So, oh man, this is amazing to me. It has an anti-dump mechanism. I love how a lot of these new protocols have this. If a user attempts to sell an amount greater than or equal to their fresh value at once, they will receive a 50% tax and 10% panel reduction penalty. This amount is stackable with other punishments. All right, so no dumping. If a user attempts to sell less than 15 compounds between each sell, they will receive a 75% tax and a 5% panel reduction penalty. This amount is stackable with other punishments. The minimum compounding interval is 90 minutes, right? Therefore, to avoid receiving this penalty, you must compound for at least 22.5 hours in between each sell. So that means when it comes to you taking profit, right? Yes, you have to do 15 compounds, but also with the 15 compounds, they need to be spread out amongst 22.5 hours, okay? Now, if you sell over 5 times your fresh value, you see a fresh value here? If you sell over 5 times your fresh value, you will receive a 50% penalty to the amount that you withdraw. This amount is also stackable with other punishments. So you can literally get punished so much so that you're basically not able to take anything out of this project, man. So, and what happened? They also have this thing called the anti-outsider. Now, this paragraph that I have in my notes here, straight from the white paper, is pretty long, but I'm gonna break it down. So the anti-outsider, right? This is for those who love to show referral rewards, and they like the project, but they don't want to take the risk. So they share the referral links. You use their referral links, and then they get to basically jump into a higher risk protocol without risking anything, right? There's a lot of people who are like that, bro. So, so with this, you're not able to do that. Okay. So if you guys are watching this video right now, I'm gonna make sure it's up on the screen. You guys can see I have nothing. I am not yet invested into the project, right, guys? So if I try to share my referral link, let's say I get 1,000 people, I get 5% from 1,000 people who watch this video, right? So I won't be able to sell it because my fresh value is gonna stay at 0. So for me to be able to take out from your referrals, I myself have to start putting money into the system to access that capital anyway. So that means, it protects me from the shilling and this pushing out the protocol in an unfair manner, So that's what I got from that. So the fresh value system, man, what I love about the fresh value system, man? All right, they give it a name, cool. They give it a name. The fresh value system, what does that remind you guys of? Yeah. Okay. So the fresh value system remind me of my cash flow strategy. That's basically what the fresh value system is. So they wrote a code that's basically the cash flow strategy, which I came up with. All right, guys. So look, man, I gotta pat myself in the back, right? If I'm gonna give credit where credit is due, I came up with it, man. So let me be stupid. So anyway, the cash flow strategy for the newer people that's watching this video. This is back with miners. When everybody was coming out with miners. So there was a month, the BUSD crops farmer came out, and that was the first miner that had a mandatory 6-1 strategy, right? So it solved a major problem. It ensured that people was going to do the 6-1 strategy. There's no way around it. That's perfect, and people really love that project because of that. But they had a problem with inflation, and with the inflation part, I came up with something called the cash flow strategy, which basically allows you to fight the inflation. And what that means is that you have to look at these miners, at these TVLs, right? It's total value lock right here, right? So right now, the total value lock in this protocol is 828 BNB. That's what's on the screen right now, right, guys? So this 828, this is basically a pot or a treasury based on what everybody who invested into this protocol, this is what it has. Now, though 828 BNB may not seem like much, right? I mean, it's actually a lot if you really multiply it by a value of 1 BNB. And right now, 1 BNB is what? I want to say it's like $219. This morning it was $219. All right, so this is, don't sleep on this. In fact, if I go to Moon Arc, let me bring up Moon Arc real quick. Let me bring up Moon Arc so that way you guys can see, right? So let's go to the project Solar Farm. So this is Solar Farm. This is the first one. Let's go to the ones with the TVL, BNB miners doing this thing, man. Always great. So give me a sec, guys. I'm looking at it. That's why I got the gameplay footage up there to keep you guys, to keep the attention span going. Why I can't find it? Oh, that's why I can't find it, because it's supposed to be up here. All right, cool. There you go. Boom. This is the Solar Farm V2. All right, now I'm bringing it back up on your screen. You see where my mouse is hovering? This is the TVL. So basically right now, this contract has $185,000 based off of investors who are invested into it right now, okay? And today the project went up 4%. So that's a good thing. So back to my explanation of this. So when you're investing in a miner, right? Everybody's basically putting their money into this one pot, right? And then this miner, it's basically supposed to have a simulation that when you're converting your BNB into these miners, quote unquote, and these miners are bringing back BNB based off of this value, and every other miner will have a different value. So depending on what miner that you're in, it might say that your miners can earn you 3% a day. This particular protocol shows that the miners are going to earn 14.28% a day, okay? Now, so when the miners are doing that, so that means if it's earning 14% a day, right? And you erase everything that I said before this project, that means every day, everybody who's invested into this will be able to take out 14% from this. So that means this 829 BNB will be able to be drained in like less than 10 days. Like it'll probably take 7 days if everybody's taking out 14% without the protection mechanisms. Okay, so these mechanisms right here, they help protect that. Okay, so that's why I don't know which miner came out with the inflation concept, but the inflation concept, it basically created it where a miner can live on forever, where a miner cannot zero. And the best way to understand the inflation concept with the miners is that it's always going to adjust the numbers. So while you can earn up to 14% daily, right? If the project starts to go down, what the inflation rule that's written in most of these miners would do is that you will not earn 14% a day, you're gonna earn 10% a day now. If this keeps going down, let's say this go down to 500 BNB, you will now be earning 5% a day. So instead of earning 14, the protocol will only pay people 5%. And as it keeps going down, it's going to keep lowering what you're able to earn daily, just until it squeezes it down to such a decimal, just to protect the protocol from being able to zero out. So the inflation is the immortality code in miners. That's why I told you guys a miner technically cannot zero out. So a miner cannot zero. So that's the genius about it. Now, how do people navigate these miner spaces? So people navigate these miner spaces in different ways depending on that miner and the rules of that miner. And other miners that did not have everything that I mentioned in this video, a lot of people just wanted to jump in first and be the first to drain it. And then basically they'll drain it to the point where it's not worth investing into no more. All right. What this miner has done is that it separates all the investors. So when you jump into this project, you can't just jump into it and thinking that you're going to make an ROI and then just drain. Remember, man, the ROI boys, right? I don't know if you guys, for those of you who are like my older subscribers, you should know that I made a video with the ROI boys and the cash flow strategy. Speaking of the cash flow strategy, the fresh value system is the cash flow strategy. And I like that. And I love it. I'm happy that they're protecting individuals from destroying the protocol. So that's the highlights that I got for you guys when it comes to this, man. Let me know what you guys think about it. I think this is fire. There's a lot more that goes into this. For example, in fact, there's a bonus I'm going to give to you guys. Not only does this protocol has inflation, this protocol also have deflation. So the deflation works like this: when the TVL is going up here, it deflates. That means that as the TVL is keep going up, the value of the panels that you're able to buy is going to be smaller. So when the TVL starts to go back down, the value that you're able to buy is going to increase. It's going to increase. So this is right now. I don't know if there's another miner out that is no, I know there's other projects, so let me not speak hastily, but based on the miners that I'm aware of, this is now the best miner based off of functionality alone. I love Crops Farmer. I love my dev team. I love George. Whatever project he creates, I'm gonna jump back into it. And while Crops Farmer was better than Baked Beans, I must admit that the Solo Farm V2 is better than Crops Farmer. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest about it, and that's the point about this space. You know, you want to find your trusted devs and rock with your dev. I don't know who the dev is. I'm gonna do more research on who the dev is, but I want to acknowledge something about this team. This team is sticking to their product. They had Solo Farm V1. I remember covering it. I did not give it a fair shot. Solo Farm V1 was doing great. It actually did good. But the inflation was going rampant. The inflation was going too crazy in the V1. All right, so the inflation basically outpaced the project, and it just wasn't worth it at that point. But what did this team do? They come up with V2. They're like, you know what? I see everything that's wrong with my code. I see what's wrong with this project. Let me add this layer. I see people think they're just gonna do an ROI and drain. Let me add the fresh value system so they know that the only way they can drain is if they keep adding more capital. They have to increase their value system relative to what they're able to withdraw. And you gotta give it to them. That is genius that they did that. That is genius. So I'm gonna start throwing some capital in here from other protocols, you know. And that's all I got for you guys with this video, man. Guys, if you're new to this channel, this is your first time tuning in, you know, consider subscribing to this channel, because I'm gonna keep dropping gems like this. I'm gonna keep trying to push forward for like the best protocols in DeFi. And yes, people are beating the bear market. I know a lot of people are running away from investing in a bear market, but these protocols right here, these are powerhouses in the bear market. And I myself, and I'm making profit, I'm making money, you know, and at least in bare minimum, I'm increasing a position, and it's like, this is better than a savings account. These things are better than a savings account. Now they do come with risk, right? I'm talking to you new people. They do come with risk. There's a lot of bad actors. There are people who are not trustworthy. So if you're new to this space, you're gonna have to really, you know, you're gonna take some blows. You're gonna take some blows in the space, and I do not recommend you jump into this space heavy-handed. Definitely don't try what $50 could do for you. See what $50 can do. If you like what your $50 did for you in 2 weeks, then add another 50. But I would not recommend that you just jump into these projects and just go crazy. All right. So this DeFi space is the Wild Wild West. If you're new to this DeFi space, you need to be aware of corrupt devs. You need to be aware of protocols that just are self-sabotaging, right? You need to be aware of YouTubers that's out for their own gain. They're not really making real videos to really help you. They're making videos to help themselves, and then with the illusion or the masquerade that they're helping you. So there's a lot of things that you got to pay attention to if you're new. So anyway, consider subscribing to my channel. And that's it. This is not financial advice. Everybody else, man, peace out. Stay blessed.